Words of Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, from the collective works of Sri Aurobindo, volume 32, page 482, topic Inner Union and Outer Relation with the Mother. Question: some part or parts of my being seem to be trying to live in the Mother all the time and to leave the other parts completely in the hands of the Mother's force. For the Sri Aurobindo says that did not succeed in the past. Question: I mean live not in an impersonal sense, but live into her very manifested physical form. In such a case, is it still necessary to aspire for bringing down her force? For the Sri Aurobindo says, I do not know how you are going to live into the manifested physical form. To live in the Mother's consciousness, even to the physical, with the manifested form as the center of this unity, is possible. Perhaps you mean that? But how are you going to do that if the other parts are left to remain as they are? They will go on pulling you out of the true consciousness as they do now. And how are they going to be changed if Mother's force is not there in them to change them? Sri Aurobindo says, it is true that the Mother is one in many forms, but the distinction between the outer and the inner Mother must not be made too trenchant, for she is not only one, but the physical Mother contains all the others in herself, and in her is established the communication between the inner and the outer existence. But to know the outer Mother truly, one must know what is within her and not look at the outer appearances only. That is only possible if one meets her with the inner being and grows into her consciousness. Those who seek an outer relation only can do that. Sri Aurobindo says the spiritual union must begin from within and spread out from there. It cannot be based on anything exterior, for if so based, the union cannot be spiritual or real. That is the great mistake which so many make here. They put the whole emphasis on the external vital or physical relation with the Mother, insist on a vital interchange or else physical contact, and when they do not get it to their satisfaction, enter into all kinds of disturbances, revolt, doubt, and depression. This is a wrong viewpoint altogether and has caused much obstruction and trouble. The mind, vital, physical, can participate and are intended to participate in the union. But for that, they must be submitted to the psychic. The union must be an essentially psychic and spiritual union, spreading out to the mind, vital and physical. Even the physical must be able to feel invisibly the Mother's closeness, her concrete presence. Then alone can the union be truly based and completed, and then alone can any physical closeness or contact finds its true value and fulfills its spiritual purpose. Till then, any physical contact is of value only so far as it helps the inner sadhana. But how much can be given and what will help or hinder, the Mother only can judge. The sadhak cannot be the judge. He will be led away by the desires and the lower vital ego, as so many have been in fact. Such means of help by physical contact as the Mother had established have been largely spoiled by the sadhak's misuse of them, the wrong attitude of which I have spoken. Sri Aurobindo says, when the vital demand is there, with its claims and revolts, and takes the desire for the exterior contact or the closeness as a cause or an occasion for these things, then it becomes a serious hindrance to the development of the inner union. It does not help at all. The sadhaks always imagine in their ignorance that when the Mother sees more of one person than of another, it is because of the personal preference and that she is giving more love and help to that person. That is altogether a mistake. Physical closeness and contact can be a severe ordeal for the sadhak. It may raise the vital demands, claims, jealousies, etc. to a high pitch. It may, on the other hand, leave him satisfied with an outer relation without making any serious effort for the inner union, or it becomes for him something mechanical because ordinary and familiar, and for any inner purpose quite ineffective. These things are not only possible but happened in many cases. Sri Aurobindo says, the mother knows that, and her arrangements in this matter are therefore dictated by quite other reasons than those which are attributed to her. The only safe thing, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo, the only safe thing is to concentrate on the inner union foremost and altogether, to make that the one thing to be achieved, and to not leave aside all claims, and to leave aside all claims and demands for anything external, remain satisfied with what the mother gives, and relying wholly on her wisdom and solicitude. It ought to be quite evident that a desire which raises revolt, doubt, depression, desperate struggles cannot be a true part of the spiritual movement. If your mind tells you that it is the right thing, then surely you must distrust the mind's suggestions. Concentrate entirely on one thing needful. Put away, if they come, all the ideas or the forces that want to disturb it or make you deviate. Put away all that. Sri Aurobindo says, concentrate entirely on one thing needful and put away, if they come, all the ideas and forces that want to disturb you or to make you deviate. The vital assent to these things has to be overcome. But for that, the first thing is to refuse all mental assent, for the mental support gives them a greater force than they would otherwise have. Fix the right attitude in the mind and the deeper emotional being. Cling to that when contrary forces arise, and by your firmness in that psychic attitude, repel them. Let me repeat. Fix the right attitude in the mind and in the deeper emotional being. Cling to that when contrary forces arise, and by your firmness in that psychic attitude, repel them. These are the words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, given on 14th March 1937.
Become the sovereign master of our lives, and dispel all the darkness which can still prevent us from seeing and constantly communing with Thee. Liberate us from all ignorance, liberate us from ourselves, that we may open wide the doors of Thy glorious manifestation.